Good day, everyone. It's King B with another video. So in this message, it's very important for you to stand your ground. When you're standing on truth and you know the truth and you've dealt with attacks and lies, you've been lied on, it's very important to stand your ground and stand on your truth, because what happens is when you're dealing with the situation or someone who, or a group of people, if you know, it could be family, friends, whatever, and they are, they're telling you you're wrong. It gets to the point where you start to doubt yourself. You start to doubt your own sanity even, But stand on your truth. When you have that intuition and you able to see with your spiritual eye, and you have the facts, you have the proof, you have evidence. It's important to not to doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself. You know what the truth is, But and that's what this message is about. When you're dealing with for you women out there, you dealing with a man that's live a deceitful life, or for you brothers out there, you've dealt with, or you dealing with a woman who live a life of deceit. You know what I mean? It's important to stand on your truth, and don't bend and don't question yourself, because what they will try to do is they will try to get you to bend, to question yourself, to doubt yourself. Well, maybe I am wrong. Maybe they are right. Because when you're dealing with a liar, right? Especially someone who lies repeatedly, they are an habitual liar. I'm talking about an individual who they lie so much that they don't even remember what lies they told. You ever dealt with someone where you give it time and then you tell them a lie they told, and they look at you like you're crazy and say, well, I never said that. That don't even sound like something I would say. You know what I mean? They don't even remember what lies they told. That's how often and how much they lie, right? So then when that energy starts to knock them upside their head, what usually happens is they refuse to deal with their demons that they created. They don't want to deal with those demons. They want to run from them. They want to hide from them. They refuse all accountability and all responsibility. And whatever lies they tell themselves, the lie of, I didn't do that, I didn't do those things, I didn't say those things, it's not true. They'll start to believe that lie. Because you get that too, where they're gonna be in denial, and while they're in that denial, they're gonna believe it. They're gonna believe the lie. And you got people who do that. Meanwhile, forgetting the fact and don't even want to think of or refuse to even deal with the years and years and years of living a deceitful life filled with iniquity, doing all kind of things and telling all kind of lies and sneaking around and having friends lie for them and cover for them. And I've even seen people use their children, and have their children lie for them, and set their children up to lie for them, just in case their partner, ask questions. Don't tell them this. Don't tell them that. Don't tell him I went out tonight while he's at work. I've even seen that happen, right? They forget all that stuff. They forget the life they live. They forget about everything they've done. They forget about all the multiple affairs and as if it never happened. As if it never happened. That's what they do. They don't hold themselves accountable. They pretend it never existed. That's what it is. You know what I'm talking about? They forget the times they've stole, all the things all the things they've done. They just forget about it. It never happened. In their mind, they created a situation in their mind. They lie to themselves that these things never happened, and they believe that lie. They believe it, and in a situation like that, is absolutely nothing you can do. The best thing you can do is move on with your life and far away from them and move on with your life and pray for them. Pray for their healing. Pray that they reach a point to where they can deal with the truth and deal with those demons and face it and be 100% honest, and that they get better. They see the error of their ways and they do right by themselves finally, and then try to make it right with those whose lives they affected in a negative fashion, because you got some folks out there who have carved up who have done a whole lot of damage, not only in their own life and the life of other people, and then they sit around and play victim and pretend like nothing happened, and also, and especially is worse when they have people or a group of people who know, usually friends, family, so-called friends and family, who know the deal and know at least some of the truth, but again, they hide that truth and they protect them and they keep a secret and don't say nothing about it. I made a video before talking about those type of people. They don't really love that individual for real, because if they love them for real, they're gonna let them know and tell them, wait a minute, hold on, that's not true, this not true, that's not right. But instead, they keep quiet and keep their mouth shut, watching the person self-destruct and spiral further and further and further and further. But for some people, they want to help. They want to help themselves. They want to do the right thing, and they're struggling with it because they're embarrassed and they feel bad. But for those who are lying to themselves and they don't feel bad and they're just trying to hide, right? And they're still carrying on lying. Let me tell you something. You can lie to your friends. You can lie to your family. You can even lie to yourself. You can't lie you can't lie to the universe or to the spirit realm. You can't lie to the Most High, right? Every thought, every devious thought, word you spoke, action you took was noticed and documented. You can't lie from to the Most High. You can't lie to the spirit realm. And that's all I got for y'all. Love yourself unconditionally. Keep your loved ones close. Be honest with yourself. Protect the babies, the little ones, the women. Men, it's our responsibility to protect our households and our community. To the next video. Peace.